Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to show you how to grow a vegetable garden, and we're going to have a look at mine and how it's kind of done near the end of the summer and early fall here. So let's make our way over, and I'm going to show you how things have turned out. Okay, so I'm going to just give you a little tour. Obviously you can see it's kind of in shambles a little bit here. You know, this isn't the best fence, but it's done the job. So I'm going to give you a little sneaky peeky. What do we got here? We got some tomatoes, which, as you can tell, are still green, and we are now in the almost middle of September, and that means that these guys are not quite ripe, right? So they're still pretty hard, and that's because we haven't had a very warm summer. All of the tomatoes that we have in here are pretty much green. We planted these actually from a seed, so we didn't actually start from a plant, but just from a seed, so it takes a lot longer to grow. And because we didn't have much heat this summer, and tomatoes really enjoy heat, then they have not grown. So we'll be lucky if we actually get these to fully ripen before the frost comes. In the middle, I'll just hop over here. In the middle here, we've got Brussels sprouts. Okay, so these are Brussels sprouts somewhere, but obviously they have not grown into much either yet. But this is what a Brussels sprout plant looks like. Okay. Pretty cool, and these guys take a little bit of time to grow as well. Beside that, we had a whole row of arugula right in the middle there. So that's a bunch of arugula. There's obviously some weeds, right? That's a big weed coming through right now. This is a bunch of stuff that is not really grown. I believe that we had some Swiss chard in there, and that hasn't grown through. So we've had some good yield out of the leafy greens like arugula. And over here, I'm just gonna actually hop over here. Okay, so over here we've got a whole row of Swiss chard. The Swiss chard, we actually had a lot of Swiss chard this year, which is awesome for juices and smoothies. A ton of that. Some spinach on the side here, which didn't really turn into much, so we haven't really used that. We had some peas, which we actually replanted. So we had another thing of peas come through, and you can maybe see that right about there. So this guy right here is a pea, which hopefully will mature a little bit before, again, the frost comes. And we've got some carrots, right? So right here, okay, that is the stem of a carrot. Carrots are in the soil. We pull that out and they'd be ready to go, but they're still pretty. They're not quite ready to go. So that's been our garden. We had again more Swiss chard over here. So I'd say this summer we've had a lot of Swiss chard, which has been great for juices and smoothies. A little bit of peas. We had some peas kind of spread up earlier, and we replanted them. But the cool thing that we did, I don't know if it's. I'm just gonna swing this around. So the cool thing that we did was that everything was planted from a specific one seed. So we planted the soil, we got some manure, compost, and some good topsoil. We mixed it all together, and we divided them into rows so that we knew kind of what was what. But again, it's by no means is an amazing garden, and we're just kind of learning as we go. But we planted these from this one seed. That's like if you have a watermelon and you take that one seed and put it in the soil, you get a watermelon plant. It's pretty, I mean, it's amazing how nature works. So that's what we did. Next year, what we'd probably do with the tomato plants is actually start with a small plant inside, bring it into the soil so that it actually, grows into tomatoes by the time, summer rolls around, we can actually eat them. So so our backyard, I'm just gonna show you. So this is, we have a decent amount of grass back here. And this was actually, I dug this out with a shovel, and this took me like 3 weekends to dig out last summer, so 2 years ago now. And then we loaded this up with topsoil and stuff, and there's our shed. So it's kind of right there. There's a lot of sunlight that hits these veggies. And if we do things properly next summer, we should get a huge amount more yield out of the stuff. So again, the tomatoes are awesome. Ideally, when you can grow them yourself. and Swiss chard has been great. It's a very easy vegetable to grow, actually, Swiss chard. Brussels sprouts, we'll see if they even come through. Carrots, we'll see if they come through. And this is kind of the second batch, so we've had some stuff that's already come through. And yeah, so it's been a pretty cool kind of vegetable garden year for that, because we've had a lot of great produce, at least the Swiss chard, for our juices and smoothies. But yeah, so anyways, I just want to give you a little sneak peek at our garden at the end of the season, because I showed you an earlier one before the stuff had already all grown in, I think. And that's it. I mean, so if you can plant your own food, you're ahead of the game, right? Like, I mean, it's awesome to be able to grow your own organic, fresh food and just kind of cut it, take it into the kitchen, make a salad or something. It's really, really awesome. So I really encourage you to not dig up your entire lawn, but even start small. Even if it's in a small container, just start growing some stuff outdoors or inside, some herbs or whatever else. It's a really, really great thing to start and even get your kids involved with. So I'd encourage you to do that. I'd start with one plant, just start there. Learn more about how to plant things properly, like I am, and hopefully you can turn into a self-sustaining, food-producing individual. So there we go. There's the garden. Hope you enjoy that. We'll see you guys soon.